Okay, it's the 1st of May, and I am taking part in my first road race in several years. It's a fairly big one, and it's the first major one in the Oslo region. I believe it's around 300 plus participants, and it's quite frantic at the start, so it used to be a lot of crashes, and will try to not be involved in any crashes. It is 83 kilometers long and fairly fast, 35-40 k's an average, I guess, for the group I'm starting in. Aiming for 2 hours, 2:15, 2:20, around that mark. It depends on the group I'm managing to sit in. It's a fairly flat race, some undulations, but it's very hard to get away in a breakaway, so you're kind of stuck with the group you get placed in, and as I said, it's quite hard to get ahead, so the speed of the group decides the finishing time as usual. Hopefully I'll get some footage during the race, and I will of course talk back to you at the finish. As you can see, there was a fairly easy start, average speed of 30-35 k's an hour for the first 4 or 5 k's, because we were going through the more densely populated areas of the route, and it was a lot of intersections and roundabouts, and it was on open roads, so we had to follow the traffic rules. There was marshals on the most critical intersections or roundabouts to help directing the traffic, so it would be any dangerous situations when larger groups of riders in high speed came into roundabouts or intersections. Here you can see that the pace is picking up a bit. We had an average of 38 at the finish of the race, but we were hovering around 45 most of the time, on the flats at least, and sometimes above 50 as well when we were in less populated areas and less traffic. It was a lot of headwind, so it was hard to get any really high speed or pace. After around 50 k's, the bunch of the group seemed to settle down, and the pace was eased off. Everybody seemed satisfied with the group staying together all the way to the final climb to the finish line, and at this point it was fairly easy to tag along. This is just after the longest climb towards the finish line. It's a little bit of flat before you go downhill and up to the last finishing climb. The group split apart and the pace ramped up. I am currently on the wheel of two other guys, and I'll eventually go to the front, trying to keep the pace and the best possible time at the finish. This guy ramped up the speed pretty much on the last downhill, and I kind of let him go because of the traffic and cars in front of us, thinking that I probably could manage to get past him again on the final climb. As predicted, I managed to pass the guys in front of me on the final climb, even though another rider passed me as well. This is a fairly steep, short climb, 300 meters of 14% gradient, so it's you feel it in the legs. Sadly, I didn't manage to get any recordings of the finishing line, but it's around a couple of 100 meters from this footage. Okay, back in the car, race over. I think I did it in 2 hours and 11 minutes, 38 k's on average. I don't remember my personal best from way back, but I think this was a personal best. We had a lot of headwind. I hope for tailwind on the second half of the race, but it seemed to be headwind almost 60 k's. so the wind direction changed during the race, but all in all, I'm quite happy with my result. As I said before the start, your placing or your time are often decided in these races by the group you get to ride with. This is a race where a lot of teams are doing separate starts, 20-30 riders each start, and they are doing a chain gang kind of race. So a lot of teams are riding on their own, and but I did the second fastest group mass start, and we had an estimated time of 2 hours and 10 minutes to 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I ended up, as I said, around 2 hours and 11 minutes, and honestly, it was quite easy the last 30-25 Ks. Just the ramp up to the finish is quite a long and steep climb. Could feel that one in my legs, but until the last 2-3 Ks, I felt fine, and but there was nothing to do. We were a group of 20-25 riders, and there was some small attempts of breakaways, but only 2 or 3 riders were going, and the group managed to wheel them in again. So as I said, you just had to ride with the bunch, and your time will be decided by the speed of the bunch. So that was the race in short. I couldn't, even though I felt good, I think I wouldn't be able to. I would not be able to break away from the group. It's a flat race, a headwind, high pace around sub 40k. So you had to be at least 7 or 8 to 10 riders to get away and to work together to get ahead of the group, but there was no interest in the group for that. So yeah, but it was nice to do a race again, and the bike was beautiful, even though it is not an aero carbon lightweight bike, as most of the young guns in my group had, but it felt good, and I didn't think it held me back in any kind of way. So all good. Nutrition, drinking, everything was good. It's a fairly short race, just 2 hours. So I ate 2 gels and 1.5 bottle of sports drink electrolyte mix. So it was good, and the weather was nice. Apart from the headwind, it was sunny most of the time. At least it's sunny now, and it was a bit overcast at the start, but nice temperature around 15 degrees. So now I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day, and I don't have any races planned next weeks, but I might do some. At least I'll do some training rides. I want to do a bit my first gravel ride for the season without snow. Most of the snow is gone. At least under 500 meters of elevation there's no snow, so I'll go for the forest areas outside Oslo for a gravel ride in the next couple of days. See ya.